Curtis, I don't want this coffee cup. I don't know who drank from this coffee cup. They wash it in the back. No, I already knew the routine. But I want you to know that I dedicate this event today to my beloved mother, Francesca, who went to Tilden High School. And that was well before Al Slim Shady Sharpton. What a piece of work he is. Anyway, I want to thank David McDowell for making this all possible. David, appreciate that. And in putting this all together. Irene, the owner of this great time, that Sid Rosenberg gives you salutations and greetings. I didn't mention it on the radio today because, you know, wherever I go, screwballs follow. I didn't want them to give you agita. And also to Irene, the passing of your father for on this time and for so many years. Let's give that family a great round of applause. Now, part of who I am is where I grew up, in Canarsie. And I remember going to Plum Beach. How many of you to be Plum Beach or Bell Park Lake? I remember as a kid with Joey G, the Cheats from Howard Beach, Lenny Beans Bianchino, my cousin. And we walk on Plum Beach, and we see these, what looked like German helmets from World War II. They were everywhere. It was the horseshoe crabs. Come out of the horseshoe crabs were everywhere. And my cousin Joey, who was the oldest of the three, would say, and you know, Curtis, Blackbeard and Captain Kidd buried treasure in Jamaica Bay. The pirates. So we had all read Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. So we made these rafts. And you know those little islands that are out there in Jamaica Bay, they call them pods. We would try to basically go out there and dig for treasure. We could have dug through the middle of the earth and landed in Beijing, China. We found no treasure. We found everything else. But no treasure. But you say, that was the great part of growing up in a place like Canarsie. You could explore. There were the lots. You went back by the Patrick Basin. You saw the gun turrets that had been built because there was the fear that the Nazis would send the Luftwaffe in and bomb the East Coast. And my father, merchant mariner, the test to be a merchant mariner before World War II, and my dad was like a fish in Lake Michigan growing up in Chicago. They rowed you out where Kingsborough College is now, and they threw you overboard, and if you couldn't swim to shore, they said, guess what, guy? I think you ought to join the infantry in the army, because you're not cut out to be a merchant mariner. And they used to take down the merchant mariner ships right as they would pass through the Straits of the Verrazano, right as they would go out to the Atlantic. People don't realize the Nazi subs were right there. And how many died? My father, who knew so many of his comrades that they couldn't stop to pick them up when the Nazi subs would come up and take down the merchant ships. More men died per capita, per person, in World War II in the merchant mariners. So I want to dedicate today also to my father, Jester SLIWA. Because they are of your generation. And that's who I am. I am the product of my father and mother and grandparents from Bari, Italy, and from Limanova in Poland. I represent the same concepts and work ethics that you have. In this long campaign so far with 2 months to go, I'm the only candidate who's consistent. They all flip-flop, they all vacillate. They change their opinion from day to day because they go based on what a poll tells them to say. I go based on what my grandparents and parents taught me about America, about New York City, about patriotism, about pride, about history, about civics, about the American flag, and that guides me every step of the way. There's no other candidate there. So I'll give you an idea of what it was like yesterday. Brusat was there with me, as he is every day. We were in 5 boroughs in 12 hours. Wow. There is nobody who can keep pace with this campaign. And if you notice, is any security detail with me? I wonder why. Number one, I'm the only person who was ever the object of an organized crime hit. As you all know, June 19, 1992, on the orders of John Gotti Sr., the John Gotti Jr., and the Gambino crime family, they got me in the back of a yellow cab, 5 hollow point bullets. And I was able to jump out of that moving cab. Everyone thought I was dead. Obviously, it was meant for me to be alive. Yeah. You know what I said to the Gambino crime family? So now all of them, they have these big contingents. You see Zorhan Mandami now. They got all the NYPD guys with guns protecting him 24 hours a day. The same ones he hates, he's called racist, but he wants them and not social workers that he wants to give to all of us. I want 7,000 more cops, and I know how to. Andy Cuomo is afraid of crowds. Oh my God, it's like he's going to catch some kind of infection. You think it was the lockdown and pandemic? Oh, that's right. Andy, you think we're going to forget 15,000 elderly who died as a result of your executive order, and you refuse to apologize to the families and friends? It takes a real man to apologize. Lord only knows. You know how many apologies I make a day just to my wife Nancy alone? It's one bigger, I'm sorry Nancy, sorry I won't do it again. You said that yesterday. We have politicians who never accept responsibility. It's never their fault. They never apologize. They're human beings. They make mistakes. As I was taught by my parents and grandparents, you make a mistake, just don't make it again. Learn from your mistake. But when you're wrong, humble yourself. Show humility. That's what everybody else in the world has to do. Why can't they do it? Because they haven't lived like you and I. Remember, Prince Andy was the son of privilege. He's a prince. Try to shake his hand. He doesn't have a callus on his hand. He's never had to do a hard day's work in his life like Zorhan Mandami, the blind trust kid from Uganda. Another prince. You can tell. You just shake a person's hand. No calluses. They got the calluses on their tuchus. So if any of you are thinking of voting for no cash bail Andy, no. That's why we're in the dilemma that we are now. Where somebody can go into a store, go in, take whatever they want, walk out, and the moment they're locked up, they're released. No cash bail, Andrew Cuomo. So when people say, why are we in the mess that we are? Well, what you got to do is look at no cash bail. So anybody who would vote for Andrew Cuomo, you must be a masochist. Because he's already said a second time he's in favor of no cash bail. And I don't want to hear all these, Curtis SLIWA, you should drop out. You have no chance to win. Wait. I have no chance to win. Andy Cuomo got his butt kicked by Zorhan Mandami. That's right. He never went out and campaigned. He was out in the Hamptons with the billionaires. Are there any billionaires here? Is there anybody here with a house in the Hamptons? Maybe Howard Beach, Brighton Beach, Manhattan Beach. If you're blue-collar working class, you're with Curtis SLIWA. Billionaires have picked their candidates. Some Andy Cuomo, some Eric Adams. Should I go to Saudi Arabia or should I not? Should I? Should get a little daisy and just start pulling. And then, of course, there's Zorhan Mandami. He's got his billionaires, the Soros. I don't have any billionaires or millionaires. I don't want billionaires and millionaires because when they give you money, they're buying you. You think these men and these women with all that money are just giving it to you because they like what you stand for? No. Or do you have to call them up and tell them what you're going to do in advance? I am my own man. I stand for working class people. I do not represent billionaires or millionaires. I don't trust politicians. I don't care who they are. I trust you people. So they want to play this dropout game? Curtis SLIWA ain't dropping out for nobody. As I have said, if President Trump, who's been a great president, should call me up and says, I'd like you to stand aside, for the good of New York City so we don't have Zoran Mandami. I say, Mr. President, I have only one job I'm interested in, and that's saving my city and becoming the next mayor of the city of New York. We're not going in the direction of Cuomo. No. We know Andy Cuomo. He's destroyed the state. And we're not going to give him an opportunity to destroy the city. And as you know with Eric Adams, oh my God, who knows? And Zoran Mandami, it's very hard to sell a lot of people on how bad Zoran Mandami is. But now, the trifecta occurred. Comrade Bill de Blasio, the part-time mayor, the dope from Park Slope, and his good for wife, Charlotte. They emerged and they embraced Zoran Mandami. So when I'm explaining it to people and they say, well, he doesn't seem like a very bad guy. He seems affable, he smiles, I said, well, okay. I get it. You don't know Zoran Mandami. Well, you know Bill de Blasio. Oh, yeah, we hate him. On the left, they hate him. On the right, they hate him. Bill de Blasio was the worst mayor we've ever had in the city of New York. Hell yeah. So I tell him, if you don't know Zoran Mandami, that's Bill de Blasio on steroids. And then Saturday night at Brooklyn College, how many of you went to Brooklyn College? Raise your hand. Anybody went to Brooklyn? Not I, but you did, right?
I was outside. The lady over there went in. Okay.
Bernie the Out-the-Cocker Sanders returned to Midwood. Remember, he went from Madison with the Schmuck to Putz, Chuck E. Cheese Schumer, and a whole bunch of And he was up on the stage, and he was regaling everybody and what it was like to go up in Brooklyn. And he embraced Zoran Mandami. And then, of course, there's AOC, all out crazy, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who will take over for Bernie Sanders when he dies and he goes straight to hell without a discussion. So now it's a lot easier for me to explain who Zoran Mandami is. I'd say, if you want Bill de Blasio on steroids, if you want Bernie the Out-the-Cocker Sanders, if you want AOC all out crazy, it's the trifecta, it's the trinity, it's the troika. That's what we're going to get, and we can't afford to have Zoran Mandami as leader of the city of New York. But let's look at the other candidates. They act like they want to fight, right? Hey, Eric Adams, he's already out.